So, hello.
Hello.
Welcome to a double feature. Distance Stitches. I'm Sue, also known as Crafty Knitter 7.
And I'm Bente, also known as ArcticCrafts. And this is my 63rd episode.
This is my 19th, but what else is it for you?
It's almost my podiversary. 13th of September 2019 was my first podcast episode.
That's awesome.
It doesn't feel like 2 years, or sometimes it feels like more than 2 years.
Yeah, I totally get that. So do you want to do your admin first?
I can go through my list.
Okay.
Should I just do my normal spiel?
Sure. Why change anything?
I'm coming to you from Vesterålen, northern Norway, where I live with my husband and 3 cats. You can find me on Instagram as ArcticCrafts, on Facebook and Etsy as ArcticCrafts by Bente, and on Ravelry as ArcticCrafts65. And I also have a podcast group on Ravelry, and I have a Ko-fi page. So that's me.
And me? As I said, I'm Sue, also known as Crafty Knitter 7, and one of the hosts of Distance Stitches, Liz, my co-host, is taking some time away, so I've been featuring some friends and other podcasters, and I think this is the third time you've been on because you were on a coffee chat. So she's my guinea pig when I need somebody. So you can find us. We have an Instagram account for Distance Stitches. I have one for myself as Crafty Knitter 7, and I also have one for my reopened shop, The Tangled Skein CA. And there is a Ravelry group for Distance Stitches and a Facebook group. We also have a Ko-fi page. So yeah.
And while we were talking about the podiversary, we agreed to do a giveaway, sort of a joint giveaway. You have to, by the way, the comments have to be below my episode 63 on my channel.
Yeah. I'll make sure to put that in my show notes below the video of mine, because we're both going to be posting this on our channels.
Yeah. And I'm the one having the podiversary. So, Sue is kindly donated a bag of your choice from her shop, and I'm donating a skein of your choice from my shop, so there'll be 2 prize winners.
Yeah, so here's an example of the snappy sock bags, I can just show one. Got snap.
I love that because I use those as yarn condoms as well. You can snap them together. You can put 2 of them together by using the snaps.
And I'm going to be adding these. I'll show you later. So these are the mini version.
Yeah.
Yarn condoms.
Yeah, yarn condoms.
That's what I want to call them in the shop, but I won't. I could do the Elishevas.
Yeah. Maybe I should talk about the prompt.
Yep.
To be in with a chance of winning either a bag or a skein of yarn, just tell me your favorite moment from my podcast. I'm suspecting that some people are going to mention Severus Snape because he's had some crazy antics. But whatever, so your favorite thing from my podcast over the last 2 years. That's a bit cheeky because you have actually had to watch a few episodes to be in.
And if you haven't, go back a few and watch.
Just binge.
Exactly. There's only 63.
I need the hours because I have 1,000 subscribers, but I don't have 400 viewing hours yet. And I need that.
Okay. So that unlocks features on YouTube.
Yeah, that's just it. Yes. So I don't have anything else for admin.
Okay. I will have some shameless promotion at
You're doing make-alongs later, right?
Yeah. So I will be doing my shameless self-promotion, the title I got from you at the end. And stay tuned for 2 new giveaways. And the person who won the last giveaway, I'll explain later. I might redraw that prize soon because they haven't claimed it. Would you like to start with your FOs?
Yes, because I I have two big FOs that
Yep.
used to be UFOs. Because one of them have been hibernating for a year. The other one just for a few months, 6 months, something
But
like
still.
that. Yeah. And I'm really proud of this one.
Oh, it's amazing. Oh.
And of course, because I'm me, I was this far when I put it away.
Because the fun was over.
And it's dark gray. And I was planning on knitting on it during the summer because it was easier to see the stitches. But then again, this is Rauma Lammeull or lamb's wool.
Mm-hmm.
It's really, really woolly. So it's really warm. And the yarn I've used for the as a contrast color is Kauni Effectyarn.
You don't need to knit on that in the summer because you really don't need a warm blanket while you're knitting it.
And it's even warmer now because when I started knitting this, I was a few sizes bigger. And I wanted an oversized sweater, so now it's
bigger.
It was like a tent, basically. So I actually felted it a tiny bit. It's still big, but no, it doesn't look like I've borrowed Hobbie's sweater.
So
it just looks like an oversized
sweater. Can you explain how you did that for people who go, you did what?
I just soaked it like I normally do. And if you use the tumble dryer, I just sort of did 5 minutes, opened and checked it, 5 more minutes. Because if you use the tumble dryer, you have full control over how much you felt it. And if you're going to felt something a tiny bit, don't put anything in with it. Just the sweater.
Don't do like Selma and end up with a little.
So that's what I did with this one. And
it's beautiful.
The good thing is after I felted it, I can actually have it next to skin. Because
that yarn does all the work.
Yeah. It's just one skein. Or I had to use 2 skeins because I suddenly realized that the color work is going past.
Yeah, you needed some yarn management, just a bit.
Yeah, because I needed to. So I had one. I've stolen an idea from Nina. I have braided it on the wrong side because I had a ton of ends on the back side. So
Isn't that an amazing thing?
Yeah, and it's my sweater. I'm going to wear it myself. So who cares if I didn't weave in the ends?
It's beautiful. See, I have that skein of Kauni that you got me, and I was thinking that's fingering, right?
Yeah.
I was thinking of using that with the Poledale, the gray you sent me.
Yeah. It works perfect.
Me and my ideas.
I've seen someone that used 2 different Kauni colorways, or no, she used the same colorway, but she started from different places in the skeins, so she had contrast all the time.
Oh, okay.
And it was all color work. So someone is more patient than me.
Yeah. Beautiful.
And the other UFO turned FO is this one. I forgot to tell what sweater that was, the other one. What pattern it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the show notes. It's the May It Be by Anna Maria Ötvös. This one.
Beautiful.
And then we have the Night Forest by Casapinka. And
I love that detail on the bottom.
It was supposed to be, it should be color work at the end of the sleeves as well. But again, this has been hibernating for some time. And
I find sometimes when they put it on the sleeve is it's a bit too much.
That's one thing. And the other thing is, when I made the garden gate, I looked at the pattern and I have short arms. And it's this long on me because you have to knit for a particular length and then you start the patterning. And because I stupidly looked at the pattern and it said knit for this so many centimeters and then you start the patterning. I should have knit a bit shorter. And I was so eager to finish this sweater, so when I was down here, I suddenly realized, oh, there's supposed to be a pattern at the end of the sleeve. I didn't bother with it because
it looks nice the way it is.
And this is going to Canada because it's not my color. And I just bought this yarn in Tromsø.
Ladies and gentlemen, she doesn't only knit me shawls and socks, she knit me a sweater without knowing it.
The yarn on this one is Drops Flora, and it's a wool alpaca blend.
And I told Sean, he's like, wait a minute, she knit you a sweater? I said, not intentionally. It just ended up that way. I really have to stop telling her I like things.
So hopefully you have the same length arms as me.
I always push it up anyway, so it won't matter.
So this is headed for Canada.
And aren't you sending me some of that yarn?
Yeah, I'm sending you the leftover yarn as well. So you can knit yourself a matching hat or cowl or something like that.
Nice.
Now I am
very nice.
One FO left, so then you can do your.
Okay. So my FO is spinning, and I finished.
Ooh.
See the sparkle?
Yeah, I can see the sparkle.
Some of it. So this was a loop bat, and there's a funny story behind this, and I'm going to tell it because when I told the girls, they were just like, "What?" So this. I had bought a loop bat at Rhinebeck, and then I had seen a sale and I wanted this one. And I was just like, no, I'm new to spinning. I don't need to buy another, and blah, blah, blah. So Liz and I used to work a block and a half from each other in downtown Ottawa. And I had some needles for her that I had ordered, and I was going to give them to her. And basically what we used to do was like a drive-by. We'd be both going to work. Here you go, here you go. We just keep going. But this day it was, she handed me a box. You know, and I handed her needles, and then we went on our way, and I got to work and I was like, that was really sketchy. Like, what did the people around us think? Like, just handing we didn't say a word, just kept on walking. So we were just like, wonder what they thought. But anyway, so she got me this, and I just finished spinning it, and I got 300 or 400 yards, I think. And it's just a single. I'm not.
Very you colors.
Yeah, you think?
It matches the shirt you have on.
I put on a bright shirt on purpose, so I got quite a bit. And I mean, it's not too It's not too uneven. So I can't even think of what I'm going to make with this. Like, I have no idea, because I still have the first loop bat that I spun, and
you have enough for a cowl.
Yeah. It's really, really soft. I forget I don't have the tag, but I forget what it is, but it's so soft.
And it being a single ply, it's even softer.
Well, yeah, exactly. If I were to ply it, I don't know if I would get enough to do anything, maybe a hat.
Besides, if you make a cowl or a shawl or something, it doesn't have to be as strong either. So.
No, and it's a gradient too, so it flows from one color into the next. So quite proud of myself. That was done on my e-spinner. That's it for me.
Then I have one more. I knit this in 3 days because I needed the palette cleanser.
You knit that in 3 days because you're you. And a palette cleanser.
Yep. I wanted to cast on a new sweater. I had 2 new sweaters I wanted to cast on. And I cast on one of them, and then I suddenly bought some yarn.
It just fell into the cart.
And then I needed to cast on a sweater with one of those yarns. So, so suddenly some sweater I didn't have in my queue.
It's not stash if it doesn't go in the stash.
You've got the point. I need to start a sweater with the other yarn I bought as well then.
There you go. No, hubby. Sue said it's not stash. Must knit now.
This is the lightweight hipster.
That border really goes well. Like, yeah. Happy mistake.
Happy mistake, because I knit this with the needle in the pattern 4.5 millimeter, and I'm a loose knitter, so I should have knit it in 4 millimeters. So I ran out of yarn, but I had a leftover. I should say what yarn this is. This is Comfy Cozy Knits, and I think it's called the Wild One something, because I think it's the one of a kind.
Yeah.
I think also one of a kind's Wild Ones.
Mm-hmm.
And the bottom is a sparkly pink from Countess Ablaze. And I every other fringe is Countess Ablaze and Comfy Cozy knits.
I find that pink really pulls it together.
Yeah. So I'm almost pleased I ran out of yarn because it, as you say, it
Happy
makes,
mistake.
yeah.
Oh yeah, that's beautiful.
And this isn't too warm either. This
No,
is all
the
I
bigger
like.
gauge makes it a little more loose.
Yeah. So that's my last FO.
That is awesome.
The 2 sweaters and a shawl isn't bad.
No, and those are 2 sweaters that have been just sitting there ruminating, and you're I'm casting on other things. Should. And it's the perfect timing for that, the one with the Kauni, because it's thick and it's a little bit felted. And
4 days later, I of course had cast on 2 new sweaters.
Of course you did.
So I still have 2 sweaters on the needles. But I'm going to try not to not turn these into UFOs. I'll do my best.
So we have whips now. I'll go first.
Yeah.
So I picked up my Granny Stripe blanket by Attic 24. And I don't know where I was last time. I think I was at this green right here, but I don't know. So this is how wide it is. And then
that's more than enough.
It's a lap blanket already.
When I started my Granny Stripe, it was really wide. So I stopped when it was, I used the width as the length, if you know what I mean. So my Granny Stripe blanket is the other way.
I have a marker here, but that's not where I was. So this is it folded in half width.
Yeah.
And then, so and that's the length. It's a lap blanket already, but I'm going to keep going.
I started a new Granny Stripe blanket, but I forgot to bring it over here.
Yeah, I started this on the way to Cuba in 2020 before the pandemic hit, like literally weeks before. And I basically, every ball that's in this, I hand hubby the bag, he puts his hand in, pulls a ball out. And I keep giving him heck because he keeps picking out green. And he's like, well, maybe you shouldn't have so much green.
What I did, I frogged my Advent, not from last year, but the year before. I had the Nora George Advent calendar, and I knit an Advent wrap from Paper Daisy Creations.
This is one of my favorite markers.
Yep. I have that one as well.
I think you sent that to me.
Yeah, I bought 2 of everything, and I sent one to you, and I kept one myself.
So that's
what I was saying, the Advent wrap. I need to. I frogged that one because I never used it because it's too big. It can't be used as a wrap. So about 2 weeks ago, I just frogged the thing and made a magic ball as I was frogging, and now I have started to crochet. It's this wide because I was thinking I'm going to crochet this into a rectangle, and then I'm going to start on the outside and knit.
Where's the blanket? Where is it?
Am I going to go get it?
Yeah.
That's what you're telling me?
Yes, I am. See?
How hard was that?
There you go.
And
I've seen it before, but
this is what 24 minis look like in one ball.
The size of your head.
Yep.
Wow.
So this is how far I am.
Oh, that's beautiful. You're going to enjoy that so much more.
And because I frogged it in the same way, so it's going to end with red as well. It's going to go into the middle and then go out the other side and end on red. And when I'm finished with this, I'm going to start crocheting around it.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering, what to do for like the edge to kind of bring it all together.
Yeah, because I started with a bigger chain to make it wider, but then the stripes were too narrow.
Okay.
So that's why I'm doing it, because I want the stripes to be a bit wider. So
No.
I'm just going to...
Are those 20-gram skeins, 10 grams?
I have 10 grams here because everything was divided into two, because the wrap I was knitting, you started in the middle and then you separated.
Okay.
So these are 10 grams and there's another 10
That's
grams.
why it's going to end in red.
Yeah.
Got it.
So when I'm finished, I'm just going to add on the outside, either depending on what maybe I'll just use undyed or something to keep it nice.
Yeah, like with my blanket, what am I going to use?
I might just use scraps for the outside. I'll
might
see
do that too, because mine is just a little crazy. But
it could be nice having magic ball leftovers for the outside, because I'm not sure what I'll do, but I have to finish. As you saw, that's quite a big magic ball. So, but I'm going to start
so fast though.
I'm going to start Scrappy Sundays again. Even though I have 2 sweaters on the needles and everything, I want to start doing Scrappy Sundays again.
Mm-hmm.
Because I stopped when the other granny stripe blanket was finished, because in summer I didn't want to sit with a blanket in my lap and crochet.
I find that when I'm knitting on it, like even just like one evening, you get so much progress. Like I crochet. I can crochet at least 6 or 7 little 5-gram balls in an evening. Like it's just doesn't take long at all. So my next whip, Bente is very proud of me because I was going to frog it. And I was going to make something else with the yarn. And she decided that this would look better on me in general. So this is the Down to the Stream sweater by Rita Taylor, who designed this for Biscuit Yarn. It's not a really good picture, but you'll see in the sweater. So when I showed her what I had, so this is the sweater. I had one of these panels, but I was here. So I finished this panel, picked up, finished the other one, did this god-awful collar that I hated, but I just added a few. So it was rolling and I didn't like it. So you suggest that I do a few rows.
Just pick up and...
Yeah, so I think I'm going to like that. I've got one sleeve on the go, which I had to... So there's 3 garter bumps here and I hadn't done that. So of course I had to rip back because the perfectionist in me, I hate her so much sometimes. Yeah. And so this is one sleeve.
Yeah.
So, and it was like 2 weeks ago, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. And I did a 3-needle bind off. I think I've only ever done one before. It's beautiful. Yeah. I love it. So it's going to be big and flowy and cozy. And I was even thinking of just tying it here and having it like a tunic, but I thought, no, I want the sleeves. So this yarn is the gray, is Ginger Snap That. And it's her DK Luxe in the concrete colorway. And the Goldie color is, okay, I'm gonna have to get this right. I always get the name of this wrong. It's one of Bente's, it's your old DK base, right?
Yeah.
And it's...
I don't do the color anymore either.
Virginia Tobacco? Yes! Normally I say vintage. And she's like, by the way, got it right. So yeah, those 2 colors. And they're both so soft. It's going to be so good.
That colorway is replaced by antique copper, by the way.
Yeah.
It's basically the same color, only it's more of a semi-solid than that's more.
Yeah. And you have a new base now.
Yep.
So yeah, that's another whip of mine. What else do you have?
I have, as I said, I have cast on to new sweaters.
Mm-hmm.
And you might recognize this bag.
No. No idea where you got that.
No, you haven't?
No.
If it's Canadian something, it's from Sue, basically. So
you need a bag to match your mug.
There's a sweater that's been really popular, lately, and it's the Sea Glass Tea by Wooden Pine. And it's supposed to be a scrappy sweater. But I wanted to try to knit it in only 2 different colors.
I honestly,
type of yarn.
When I look at the pattern and how it's supposed to be, and then you showed me yours, I was just like, oh.
So this is Viking of Norway, Nordlys. I think you can get this. Check there, they have an international website called Viking of Norway. So check that to see if you can get it. So this is what it looks like in those 2.
See, I think that is just perfect. I find the original pattern is too busy. I get why it's made, and I understand the name, the sea glass, but I don't know. I like yours so much better.
And because I use 2 different, I could have tried to use the same colorway and start on different points in the yarn, but I think the pink and the purple, because it's the only thing but that's the same with the original. You can see the increases.
But it makes it it looks like it's supposed to look like, I don't even know the word for that. It looks intentional.
Yeah. And thankfully this is superwash, because it's like
Did you send me a picture with it on, or you did that?
Yeah, I sent
okay. I was just like,
so I'm going to stretch this.
You're like me, you don't like.
This is going to be warm enough.
She's going to block the out of it.
Yep.
To within an inch of its life.
And one thing, because there's a reason why this is a t-shirt, because especially if you use scraps, it's not possible to get matching sleeves. I'm going to try to make sleeves on this and see if I like them, because they're not going to match. Whatever I do, the sleeves are not going to look the same.
No, but if they're both the same, it's like the other sweater you made. You thought that didn't look, but it looked intentional.
Yeah, but if the sleeves are different, because the stripe sequence was different on the sleeves.
Oh, smaller. Is that what you mean?
Not necessarily, but
yarn.
If the sleeves look the same, then one sleeve looks like the other sleeve, that's okay. But if the 2 sleeves look different,
maybe do them at the same time
and cut the yarn.
Oh,
that is going to be a really long yarn braid.
Yeah.
If I do 1 row, cut the yarn. Do 1 row on another sleeve, cut the yarn. No, I don't think so. I could do them in a different yarn, solid, just the sleeves, of course.
Yeah. Well, once you get the body done, then you can decide.
Because a short sleeved, this is double. Of course, because I
think maybe some short sleeves in that light lilac-y pinky one. I'm going to point at the screen like you can see what I'm pointing at.
But I don't like this. I won't like this with short sleeves, because it's too warm to be used as a t-shirt.
Right.
And doesn't help that I'm sort of in my mid to late 50s. That doesn't help.
You're having your personal summers in the winter?
So, and we won't talk too much about that, because this is my birthday month. So, at the end of the month, I'm going to be closer to 60 than to 50. Put it like that.
It's just a number. I don't act my age. Never will.
What did Leslie say? Growing old is compulsory.
Yes.
And growing up is a choice.
Yeah.
Option.
Something like that. Option.
Growing up is an option. Yeah.
I like that it's optional, because no.
Nah. I don't think I'm ever going to be any good at adulting, as the people call it.
Yeah. So my next whip is a tale of woe. So I'm knitting the flax, and not a great picture, but I'm sure everybody knows what the flax looks like. It's by Tin Can Knits. Comes in every size imaginable.
Yep.
But of course, I'm knitting it in black. I must love my not even son-in-law yet.
Yeah.
So I'm knitting it in black. But what I did was, he wanted a turtleneck. Now, very hard to see. Fluff. So I did a 2x2 rib before I started the pattern. And he wanted a little texture, so he got the rib, the garter stitch on the sleeves, which is perfect. But what happened was, the way I ended up getting my stitches on the needles, I'm increasing and doing the purl bump on the arm.
Yeah.
But it's opposite in the pattern. So every so often, I'm not sure if you can see it. See what I've done? I've missed. Sorry. I'm trying. This way. I'm trying to get the light. No, it's not showing. Wait, this way.
What?
I've missed a purl bump in here. So there's space like.
You're supposed to be
there.
There you have.
Yeah, so it's garter. So I'm supposed to knit and so I missed some. This is not too bad because I can probably fudge it and pull the stitches together from behind. No big deal. But on the other sleeve, like I had missed, I don't know how many, and it looked awful. So I had to pull out 3 inches of sweater. But I've got my, those are all my markers for my increases. I'm using this nifty little thing that Bente gave me for my stitches. Just so cute.
Instead of
yeah, because it's
needle choppers.
And you just pull it tight.
Yeah.
It's really cool. Anyway, I'm knitting this out of I forget what it's called. Paint box yarn that I got from Lovecrafts. Love Knitting. Something like that. So yeah, it's a Christmas gift. So I've got plenty of time. It's easy peasy. It's basically boring, but I have to pay attention, obviously, because I keep making mistakes.
That's what when I usually make mistakes as well.
Yeah, like there's a few places where from the back I can fudge it and squish it because he's not going to notice. But so it's paint box yarn, simply chunky. It's acrylic, super soft, and he wanted a turtleneck. Our Jamaican little boy is always cold.
I bought some paint box 4-ply acrylic in different colors for crochet blanket that I made.
I mean, it's affordable. It works.
Yeah.
So that is it for my whips. Do you have another one? No, you have 2 more?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have this one in
oh, so cute.
This is from Annie Knitter on Instagram, or Anne Wilson.
And
she was kind enough to make 3 bags for me. 2 that are going to be prizes for my make-along that started September 1st. The Spooky Mal. And she told me I could keep one for myself. And I think these are so brilliant.
Yeah, I was looking up patterns for those.
It's a Kleenex.
Yeah, I mean, it's scraps, right? I'm making these because I want to use my scraps.
Yeah.
And
all the bags she sent me as prizes have a matching.
Because it's really cute, and I like the handle placement because it's a drawstring, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you close it, yeah, it's yeah.
So and that the contrast starts so you can just.
Yeah, it's really cute. I don't need more bags.
Then don't enter the make-along, so you don't risk winning one.
I don't enter most of your stuff because I'm just like, if I want something, if she's giving away yarn, I just say, oh, hello, can you dye me up yarn?
This is part whip and part show and tell, as I call it, because it's also part of my acquisitions. but I'll talk about the sweater for now.
Holy cow.
This is the
When did
beach
you
life.
start that? Yesterday?
Yeah.
Dear Lord, woman.
So this is the beach life by, oh my God, I have it. It's by Annie Lupton.
Yeah, she's boho something.
Yeah, and this is wool. It's 55% cotton, 27% wool, and 18% acrylic. And it's one of those yarn where they make a tube and they blow fiber into it. And this was a second because they have had this is practically a fingering to sport weight. It's supposed to be a heavier weight. It's supposed to be at least a DK, but it's too skinny.
Mm-hmm.
So they sold it really, really cheap. Mm-hmm. But I like the way it looks.
Yeah, she's Boho Chick Fiber Co.
Yeah, and I like the way this looks.
It's really nice. Oh, sorry, that's just her Instagram. It's very nice.
I'm thinking
it's denim-y. It looks denim.
Yeah. So it's perfect with jeans. So
you only cast that on because that's my fault.
You sort of enabled me. Yeah.
It's very nice. I can't decide which yarn I want to cast mine on, which one of the speckles.
Because of the I ordered the yarn and then I didn't know exactly what sweater to knit with it, and then you tipped me about the beach life and I thought that would be perfect with a cotton blend. Because I'm knitting, that's an oversized sweater as well. Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking both because it's not going to be too warm to wear in winter, mm-hmm. and it would be nice in summer as well because it's mostly cotton. I have one more, mm-hmm. or it's actually a sort of a hoe because I have one sock finished. And this is sort of my first entry into my own spooky mail, but I'm not, of course, going to enter it, but I want to tag along. And this is eligible for that make along because the colorway is pumpkin patch. So it's a harvest, because it's a Halloween/harvest make along. And this is the second sock. Nice. And the yarn is, as I said, pumpkin patch, and it's a soft sport sock from Nicole C. Mendes. Mm-hmm. It's one of my favorite self-striping dyers.
It's subtle, but it's beautiful.
I wanted a pair of thicker socks because in winter I use thicker socks in the house instead of slippers. So that's why I don't have a lot of sport weight or DK weight. The pattern is for DK.
Yeah, see, I wear the socks that you've made me when I'm chilly. I wear them to bed, yeah, because they're not too tight, and most of them are patterned because I don't knit pattern socks for myself. But the latest ones you sent me with the yak, yeah, it's like a dream on your feet.
Speaking of patterns, this is the Waiting for Twilight socks by Lisa Ross or Paper Daisy Creations. And they're called Waiting for Twilight because I think she has a sock club of sorts coming that's called Twilight. Okay. So this is Waiting for Twilight. I think that's why it's called Waiting for Twilight.
It's simple, but it gives a nice effect to self-striping.
And you memorize it almost instantly. And I'm going to use the same pattern for fingering weight as well. I'm going to test it out on self-striping because I think it looks good on self-striping. Mm-hmm. So my next pair of self-striping socks, I will use this pattern. Normally I don't do patterns on self-striping.
I should do that on the Fall Symphony that I ordered.
Yeah. I started to try myself.
I'll tag along. I won't enter.
Because you don't need more bags. And because you actually donated 2 bags for the maker.
Yeah, I'm kind of making bags so that I don't buy bags. I just buy fabric to make more bags.
So that's me. That's whips for me.
Cool. So next we have knit alongs.
Yep.
We have two in the Distance Stitches group. Face Your Fear, which is sweater edition. So don't fear the sweater is what Liz called it. And it's for people who are scared to make a sweater or haven't made cables or haven't, a certain stitch or something. And you can enter that, and it's all year long. And the prizes will be, we decided to do them in January because I didn't want to do it along the year. Just some big prizes and some runner-ups. So go enter your sweaters in the Ravelry group. There's a hashtag, Don't Fear the Sweater, if you want to use that. Also, we have a stash down, which is Yarn Purge 2021. The hashtag is Yarn Purge 2021. Anything can go in there that is stashed, that was bought before December 31st at 11:59 p.m. 2020. So it could be baby socks. It could be an ornament. Like, it does not matter. There is no minimum required. And Benta has given us a coupon code for that. And I know, why a coupon code for yarn when we're destashing, but hey, come on. You might want to buy yourself something, right? So the coupon code is Distance Stash 10, and that's good until the end of the year. Would you like to talk about yours, and then I'll announce my new one?
Yeah, I have one going now that's called the Spooky Mal, and it's for harvest or Halloween themed projects. It could be anything. It could be, if you want to knit a pumpkin, go ahead. You can enter a pumpkin. And it's...
Can Rita enter her little pumpkins?
I think she has to make at least 2 before she enters. Because they were really, really...
I know, they're so cute.
And the Halloween theme goes, of course, for colorway names. Not only colors, but also colorway names. If they're named after horror movies, you name it. And I'm doing a prize drawing on Instagram as well. And the hashtag is SpookyMal2021.
And can people use a pattern that has harvest or something? Doesn't have to necessarily be the yarn?
No, if you knit, for example, I know Dragon Horde Yarns has a few sweaters inspired by Sabrina.
Mm-hmm.
If you knit one of those sweaters, you can put that in.
Okay.
As long as it's spooky, Halloween.
It falls into the theme.
Yeah. Should I mention, because I'm not on here every time, should I mention the Mal I start November 1st as well?
Yep.
Because, of course, the Spooky Mal runs until Halloween. And the prizes will be drawn at the end of October. But on November 1st, I'm starting my Christmas make-along. And this year it's called the Grinch Mal. And the point of it, that is selfish knitting. If you knit something for yourself, when people normally, at least other people, not necessarily me, but
when most people
knit Christmas presents, they knit socks, hats, sweaters.
They're in the fever of, I've got to get it done. And you're like, nah.
If you knit something for yourself during November and December, you can enter that in the Grinch Mal. And because it's the Grinch, of course, if you knit a gift sweater that's lime green, go ahead. Either it has to be green or it has to be for you to enter. Mm-hmm. I don't have all the prizes for that one, but hopefully I'll get my act together. And I'm not drawing that until, I'm thinking, the first week of January, basically.
Okay.
For that.
So November 1st to December 31st?
Yeah. Okay. And I'll draw the prizes sometime in January. And if someone wants to donate the prize, go ahead. I have some bags that you donated for the... Not
made by me.
The ones I have for the Grinch make-along.
The Grinch along, yes.
Yeah, those are made by you.
I'm thinking of Halloween.
Winter-themed snap bags, I think it is.
Oh, okay, yes, I remember those now.
And I have, I think 1 or 2 collaboration kits left from last Christmas that I did with Jibberoo Seuss that contains a mini skein set and a bag. And I think that is going to be one of the prizes for the Grinch make-along. Mm-hmm.
Do you want to show, speaking of kits?
Yeah, I was going to do that for
later. Okay, perfect. Okay, and I decided to start a new knit along, and it is the Warm Fall Accessories Cal. So the hashtag will be Warm Fall. Knit anything that is considered a warm accessory: hats, mitts, cowls, shawls. Socks aren't accessories, are they?
There's a lot of sock knit-alongs already. So
Yeah, so I'm thinking,
except socks.
yeah, except socks. And the rules, whips are welcome. It doesn't matter how or when you started it. You can have 2 rows. You can be almost done. I don't really care. The project does not need to be finished by the end. So just participate. And it's going to be a chatter/FO thread. So there's only going to be one thread and everything's in there and everybody can participate. Like I said, knit a row, don't finish. It doesn't matter. I don't really care. I want it to be an all-inclusive kind of thing.
I'm considering doing that for the Grinch make along because I think it's so much more fun when people can comment on other people's pictures.
And not only that, the reason I'm doing it is because not everybody can finish something. They want to start, they want to participate, and then they don't participate because they don't think they can finish it.
Yeah.
And like you said, you're commenting. And so it's just going to be an open thread and free for all.
And draw all prizes from that thread
Yep.
instead of one prize for the FO and one for the chatter.
Yeah, well, then there's that too, right? So it's a little easier on admin. And then I can comment on things.
Yeah, you can tell people we really love what they made. So that's also a good thing.
Oh, this chair's comfy, but after a while. Okay, so we have in the stash drawer, I have a lot. I don't know if I want to show it all. I feel a little, well, gluttonous. So I might pick and choose what I show.
Yeah.
You can go ahead and show yours if you want. Since
I only have one. Wait a minute. I have gotten my blanket club Harry Potter blanket from Nora George, but that's a mystery club, so I never show them on my podcast either because it's a mystery club.
Yeah, you want to wait until people.
I don't want to spoil it for people. So I guess I'll be showing that yarn when I finally figure out what I'm going to do with it.
Okay.
It's going to be shown as part of a project. So this is the yarn I ordered when I was looking at the, and this is hobbii.com. So HOBBII.com.
They should put dangerous.com.
Because were having a sale. And this is the yarn I started the beach life with. That was on sale because it's seconds. It's supposed to be more fluffy than this. But so the tube shouldn't be this visible, but I loved the way it looked. It looks heathered.
It's beautiful. And
I saw someone had knitted a sweater with fingering held together with mohair, where the fingering was, I think it was gray. And the mohair was variegated. And sort of the opposite that I did with my no frills, because I used hot pink mohair and my gray speckled yarn. So this is what the mohair looks like.
Yeah.
And I'm going to hold this together with gray, I think, or black.
It's going to be beautiful.
But I have this, I have undyed gray Polldale in my inventory, and I think I'm going to pair this with that.
Oh, that'll be nice.
I don't know what to knit yet, but I bought 8 of these. So I have 1,600 meters, and that's the same as 4 skeins of fingering.
Yeah.
So I have enough for a sweater. And I'm thinking maybe a cardigan.
When you use fingering and mohair, does that make it heavy fingering or a sport?
I would probably, it could be DK, I'm not sure.
Oh, sorry. Oh, even thicker.
Yeah, because the mohair is, you're supposed to be thicker needles on mohair because it's hairy. Yeah. So I'm thinking I'm going to look at DK patterns.
Okay.
And the Polldale, the gray, you actually bought some gray Polldale from me, and it's really plump. It's really, it feels really.
Yeah. I bought that because I want to use that as the base for color work. I just can't decide what.
So I think I'm going to hold this with that, and I think maybe a cardigan, because I have more use. I don't know why I keep knitting sweaters, because a cardigan is much more practical. You can just throw it on, and then it's easy to just.
Well, sweaters are in the round. Cardigan can be in the round if you want to steek it.
I don't want to stick it.
No.
I have no problem knitting flat. The beach life is knit flat and seamed.
Yeah.
And I was thrilled about that, because I think it's I've been knitting sweaters in the round for ages. I haven't knit anything flat.
Well, that's like my down to the stream.
Yeah.
4 flat panels, then you put them together and add and.
But that's garter. This the beach life is stockinette.
Right.
It's the reversed stockinette, and I started the new ball, and I realized, okay, so I have the ends on the right side, because it's supposed to be on the other side.
Yeah, the bottom is garter, but the top was flat.
Yeah.
But it was with DK, I found it just so much more enjoyable to purl. I don't know why.
So that's no, it's your turn to show as much as you dare to show without feeling ashamed.
Here's the first thing. Because I have the knitting one, I had to have this one. And this I blame on Alex, my Yarny Corner, because she talked about it and I had to pre-order it. And then I got mine before hers, and she was just like, "Arr." So there are a lot of patterns in here, but I've earmarked, and I just lost one of the pages. So one of my favorites, and it's one of my favorites in the knitting book too. It's Hedwig. Is that how you say his name? Hedwig. I'm not a big Harry Potter fan, but I love the clothes and the knitting. And then we've got Dobby. I know that much. There was one more. Oh, right. I don't know. Patronus?
Yeah.
Patronus? Is that how you say that?
Yeah, Patronus.
Yeah, but there are plenty of patterns. So just had to have it because, I don't want to be left out.
Oh.
And then I waited for this one to come out in soft cover because I did not want to pay $75 for a book full of socks.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. You said so when I bought mine.
Yeah, I was just like, no, I can't. And there's quite a few patterns in here I like. So I might be knitting pattern socks soon. This is my.
I don't know why I bought that book, because I think I have about 60 patterns.
It's pretty.
That I haven't knit.
It's pretty.
Because I end up knitting vanilla socks every time. I'm doing a pattern pair now. Also for you.
So that's by Lynn, and there's a 52 weeks of shawls that came out, which I will not buy because there's no way I'm ever gonna. I don't need that to knit shawls. I have enough shawl patterns, but this for some reason I had to have it. And even if I knit 2 patterns out of this for the cost of what the paperback cost, it's worth it.
Yeah.
And I'm running out of place to put things. The floor it is.
I should do a knit from your books make along to give myself.
Yeah, that Kate did that, and that worked out quite well.
Yeah.
But she did it for herself too.
But I did for people that that's not on my channel. I just did a bonus episode with the books from my library. If people are interested, if you're on Sue's channel but not on mine.
Yes,
So,
I'm making crinkling sounds because there it is. I can't see into my basket. So I bought, of course, what's a podcast without your yarn? So I bought the zebra sock in sea spray, but it was a little bit more of a custom.
I think it says sea spray for Sue.
Yeah, because this is the sea spray.
Yeah.
I think you can see the blue. I didn't quite want the blue in it, but they pair quite nicely, don't they?
So I added a bit extra of the green, and
Yes.
I skipped the blue.
This green.
Yeah.
Oh, amazing. But I have 2 skeins of this and 1 skein of this. So I think I want to combine them. I just don't know how. And the zebra sock is 80/20 merino nylon, and it's superwash, and it is so soft.
Yeah, that yarn is super soft.
And this one is what did I buy? Cordell? Cordell, yeah, because of the color.
That's non-superwash,
Yeah.
by the way.
Yep, that I know. I have to remember if I knit something. And then, of course, with the zebra sock, comes, can't travel alone. So you bought yourself some of this, right?
Yeah, I bought some for you and some for me.
So I was thinking,
mine is of course in pinks and purples.
of course, and this just screams me with the browns and the coppers, but I don't think this is enough for the sea spray, is it?
No, you would need to have. I think those are 100 grams, or are they 50 grams?
I'm looking. One sec. They always hide the labels. Really? You have to be so difficult.
Mm.
There it is, 100 grams. 437 yards.
Is there nylon in it?
Really? You're making me work, woman. Yes. 70 superwash wool, 30 nylon.
I might just do socks with mine.
Yeah, that's a lot of nylon. I might just crank them.
You might just do that because you can crank them.
I can.
I would do that if I were you. I would just do snakes with it.
Yeah.
And do socks.
Okay. So this is the Eco Tweed I bought. So, well, sorry. Hubby bought for me because I had a procedure done in the hospital and I was supposed to go to Montreal to get it done and go to Espace Tricot. But last minute, my hospital had room, which I'm okay with because the hospital in Montreal would have cost us quite a bit of change. So this was a consolation prize for me. So I got these two colors, color natural. And this was like a mustardy. I don't think they have color names. Anyway, one of these might end up being the Beach Life is DK-ish.
No, I think it's a sport weight.
Sport weight. I could make it work. I got 4 skeins of each, but I don't. Just got them. They're so soft. So it's Eco Tweed.
I wanted to check what needle size I'm using because that might tell us. I'm using a 3.5, so that's.
Yeah, this recommends a 4, but I'm a loose knitter.
Yeah.
Or am I a tight knitter? Anyways, I know how to do the math because Bente finally got it ingrained into my head on how to do the math.
Yeah.
And some self-promotion for you. This arrived. This beautiful thing arrived in August. Yeah. I have to wait till the end of November to open it. So this is the Advent from Bente and ArcticCrafts shop that she had put up for a pre-sale, and you get 4 50-gram skeins, and they're meant to be open on each Sunday of Advent, which starts the last Sunday in November. Yep. I am getting it right. And this one is the Christmas Eve cast-on skein that she gifted me, so it's a present and it's a kit with her and Jibiru sews. Yeah, I always say her name wrong. So very nicely packaged.
Your Christmas game, the one with that.
Noticed the tag. Yeah. I hadn't turned it over
because that's actually a Christmas present.
It is my Christmas present. So sorry for the crinkly, but I have to stare at that one for a while. And I think I will show.
Just give it to Sean and tell him to hide it until the third.
Yeah. And then I'm going to show this and keep the rest for later. So I fell down a rabbit hole. Bought some of Gabby's yarn. She used to be called Once Upon a Corgi. Yeah. That's when I first met her. But now she's called Plies and Hellhound. And I bought the gradient. Am I going to put it in the right order? Yes. I'm not sure if that's blowing out. But this is an orangey gold. It's called Pumpkin, and it's on her Merry Cutie base, which is 75/25 superwash Cordell nylon. And then this one is called Book Cart. Hearth. I'm sure they mean something. And this is one is called Leatherbound. So I'm going to do a fingering weight fade with that. And that's all I'm going to show because that's enough. The other stuff I have was a swap. Oh, and I got the DK stuff from a local yarn shop called Yarns You'll Love. So that is it for stash.
I'll just show shop news then.
Yep.
The first is this year's Halloween collaboration. Hebrew Sus this time as well. And this is the bag she made. And the spider webs and those skulls are glow in the dark. So those are bright green.
You know how hard it is for me not to buy that?
And this is the coordinating yarn that I dyed up. And it's called Pumpkin King.
Yeah.
Colorway is called Pumpkin King. So I have 3 left in the shop.
Do you have any of the DK left?
I have 1 sock set left.
That's what I ordered because I don't need another bag.
And because I've been kind of want to call it burnt out the last couple of weeks, I haven't dyed a lot of yarn. So I have only 2 new colorways, or they're not new colorways, but I have only 2 colorways going into the shop tomorrow, Sunday at 8 p.m. Central European summertime. And it's Glamrock. You can easily see when I'm not feeling
the pop of color.
Because I tend to dye a lot of pinks and bright colors.
Yeah.
So this is Glamrock.
What base is that on?
This is on BFL or Poledale. I think it's Poledale. I'll put it on the screen when I edit this, so it will say on the screen what it is.
Not sure if you hear noise in the background.
Yeah.
That's hubby.
Okay. I think this is Poledale.
I told him he could mow the lawn because I didn't hear it, but he's using a leaf blower. That's not the same.
But this is Merino 7525.
You make me want to like pink.
And this is Spectacular.
You and Ashley from Comfy Cozy Knits make me want to like pink.
And this is 8 different colors, speckles.
And that's a long process. Sorry, brain.
Oh, yes. So, but it's a popular colorway. And I was thinking, okay, because I was dyeing self-striping that day. And because of the process I used for dyeing self-striping, I had half the stovetop was available for something else. And because I need the day to do one of these, because it's 8 different colors in layers. Yeah. So while I was doing 3 sections on the self-striping skein, I did 3 skeins of Spectacular at the same time.
Very nice.
It took me
I would love to see the process of dyeing self-striping.
I wanted to try the process. I saw someone doing it with 3 big jars, and they put 1/3 of the skein in each.
Yep.
So I bought some pickle jars, mason jars, in a local shop to try that. But I bought the biggest one they had, and it wasn't big enough. I could do 1 skein, but I don't want to do 1 skein at the time. At least I have to do 2 skeins at the same time. So I decided, okay, I'll use them for what it's supposed to be used for. I'll use them for pickling. And it turns out that those were probably just made for decorations because they practically exploded when they got hot. So I'm just pleased I didn't try dye yarn in them, because then I would have dye stuck all over my... Oh. So I'm just pleased I just got some...
Happy accident.
So I bought some actual mason jars for my pickling, and I'll just keep on doing the self-striping the way I figured out the easiest way to do it. And the way I'm doing it now, I can do 2 different colorways at the same time, self-striping. That's what I did last
I don't have to learn now because I can just go, what about this?
But what I have been doing myself striping, I'm doing versions of colorways I already have in the shop.
Yeah.
Like Fall Symphony, I picked 3 of the colors in my Fall Symphony mini set.
Yeah.
I've also done full skeins now with the 5 colors from the mini
How
set.
many have you knit with it yet?
The Fall Symphony?
Or just any of your self-striping?
No, I haven't tried them myself.
You know how many rows it might be per stripe?
I measured a skein I had from the Cozy Knitter.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there'll be about 3 or 4 rounds.
Oh, that's nice.
Stripe.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, because I have 2 skeins, I have 2 balls left of the Lock, Shock and Barrel, the Halloween self-striping. And if I have one of those left after Halloween, I might knit myself a pair of socks with that. So now I have Great Fizz. That's self-striper, 2-striper. That's pink and purple. And then I have the Fall Symphony. That's a 3-striper. And I have Lock, Shock and Barrel. And what's the next one? I think I have 4 different ones self-striping. Arctic Sunset. Yeah. Red, orange, and yellow. So I take colorways that I already have in my shop and make self-striping. I was thinking about doing the Aurora Borealis as a self-striping, black and lime green.
Oh, that would be.
Striper. I was thinking about doing that.
Yeah. And it's easier because you already have the recipes for your colors, right?
I make colors according to the recipes I already have. And the only thing is, I was talking, what was I going to say? Never mind. It probably wasn't important. It's had something to do with the Aurora Borealis, probably. But that colorway actually spirals when you knit with it. I'm doing a self-striping for Christmas, though.
Yes, you told me about that. So I have some shop news. I'm going to be putting, as you called them, yarn condoms.
Yep.
So I have a couple here of what I've made up. This was inspired by Chevis, of course, Derby Girl. I don't know where my other one is, but that's another design. So those are just, there's 4 different ones. And then I have a few of the little bags. This isn't all of them. They just need snaps. So there's a couple of them.
Those are perfect for, if you're putting snaps in those, you can just snap them together.
Yes, I'm doing the snaps. Oh, here's the other one. I wanted to show you what a cake looked like in it. And of course I use Bentay's yarn.
You're doing 1 snap on those in the middle. Yeah. I prefer that kind to the yarn condoms, I think. That's sturdier. And if you knit with, if you're alternating skeins.
Yeah, so I grabbed one for myself, put some snaps on it.
And then you pull the yarn out.
Yeah, and in here I actually have.
Yeah.
So that's my sock, whip, half of the skein of yarn, and I have the full sock in here.
Yeah.
So it's not tiny.
If you're alternating skeins and you have 2 skeins of yarn, you can put one in each and you can snap them together so they you have them in one place. Yeah, so that was the idea. And it's using up, because when I'm making my bags, if I buy fat quarters, when I'm making my bags, I have leftovers for some of them. And so I wanted to use up my scraps, and it's perfect. I basically got a bag this size. I got 2 as gifts, and I thought, oh, I need to make those for the shop. So it's using up my fabric at the same time, which is perfect. And then there's the regular size snaps. This is what's in the shop right now. I love this one. I love the skeleton in the launch chair. And these are the zombies. Yeah. This is more of a, what do you call it? Harvest. And then, so that, but my update is tomorrow. So I guess our updates are at the same time or on the same day. Same day at least. I'm not sure what time is. I think it's 2 p.m. your time. My shop update
Yeah,
is
and mine's at 2 p.m. as well. I had it at 7 p.m. last time, and I'm trying to be more inclusive. So 2 p.m. my time is a little more inclusive for other people.
So it's actually at the same time, both of our
Eastern.
shops. So
and what we have next, giveaways. I drew a prize winner last time we podcasted, and the person has not gotten back to me. EJ Carter on YouTube. If you are this person, you need to message me on YouTube, send me a Ravelry or an Instagram message, CraftyKnitter7, somehow, because there's this gorgeous skein of yarn, the bag, of course, that it's in, beautiful card, and a pin. So if you have not contacted me by the next time I podcast, I will redraw, because this is sitting here and somebody really needs to have it. Beautiful. I have 2 new giveaways. This one is from GS Knitwear. I was speaking to Pia. She's in Norway, I believe. And I bought this for my birthday. I put stickers on it because I could never tell how I was opening it. I was always opening it upside down. So I got some stickers and I put those on them. I think these are from Nina. So it snaps. You open it. This is what it looks like.
Yeah.
So you have 3. Can you see? Yeah, there's pockets. And here I have camera. Jeepers, Sue. This has a zipper. And in here, you know, I have a notebook, a pen, and I bought one of her measuring tape. So that fits in there and it still stays flat. The middle is where I have, these are for, they stick to your pattern on paper. I have some, what are these called? Cords. I have a needle gauge. I have scissors. And then this side is the best part because there's a ring here to keep stitch markers. I have darning needles. I have crochet hooks, and I have, normally there's more in here, but I have all the sizes of haya that I use.
That's just perfect to have everything in one place.
Yeah. And then it just, so she has agreed to give away a blue one, a medium one, which I believe is what I bought. And now I wrote down what I wanted you to say. So the prompt will be, I'm wondering if I should do it on Ravelry or.
Can I enter that giveaway?
Yeah, why not? I think I'll do it on YouTube. It's just easier. Not a lot of people want to go to Ravelry, and I already have stuff on there. So below this video, what is your favorite type of organizer for your knitting notions? So comment below. I will pick a winner next time. And yes, you can enter silly.
Because
okay.
That's really perfect. And we have to remember to mention something because Sue has reopened her shop and she has kindly given my subscribers, my viewers, a coupon code. And it's from now until next Sunday in 2 weeks. And it's Arctic 20 for 20% off.
Yep.
For 2 weeks from now.
Yeah. Yeah. And my update will be tomorrow, so it'll be perfect. And I have one more giveaway. So Laura, who is Penrose Knits and the host of the Knitting Pickle podcast. I love the name of that. So she has designed the corset socks and has graciously allowed me to give away 3 copies. And I was hoping to have the socks on the needles by now to show you, but I had trouble picking out colors. So here's what I chose. And it's hard to see this green. It's a really nice olive, but this one's got flecks of yellow and green in it.
I'm going to show you something in my YouTube library.
Yep.
They're just waiting for me to cast them on.
Yeah, well, I finally found the yarn, so those will get cast on. And the prompt for this is, what is your favorite sock method? 2 at a time, toe up, cuff down, 9-inch circs, or DPNs? I think this one will be on Ravelry because I don't want to have 2 in the same place. Or should I do?
I probably would say all of them. All of them.
Oh, I'm just wondering, should I do it on YouTube as well? But then I
was thinking about methods for knitting socks.
Yeah. I think I'll do this one on Ravelry. That way I have one on YouTube, one on Ravelry, and I will choose, there are 3 patterns. So she's given me codes for 3 patterns. So, what is your favorite sock method? 2 at a time, toe up, cuff down, 9-inch circs, DPNs. I've tried them all. My favorite is magic loop. Did I put that on there? No. But 2 at a time is magic loop, right? So professional.
Not necessarily. And you don't have flexi flips or crazy reels on that. That's also a thing.
Whatever your favorite method is, if I've missed it, please tell me.
I use 9-inch circulars or DPNs, and if I use 9-inch circulars, I use magic loop or flexi flips for heels and toes.
Yeah.
I've tried toe up 2 at a time on magic loop. I'm knitting a pair on, but I stopped halfway and now I'm on to 1 at a time again because my cord was too short. So I was just frustrated because the loop at the end was too small. So I need to buy a longer. I bought the longest they had at the shop. I need a longer. Yeah, cord.
I don't know how long mine is. It's not very long.
No, but you're doing 1.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
I was doing 2 at a time and the cord was too short.
Yeah. Yeah. I've tried the 9-inch and the ones I finally like, I can't knit on it for a long time though, because it hurts my hands, but it's the Chow Goo, and I use the 2-inch or the one longer end and a shorter end.
Yeah, because you have the sets where you have 2 different lengths on the tips.
So I use the longer one on my right hand, so I have more to grip, and that works quite well. So all the shops and any, I have a bunch of podcasts I've been watching. I'll just link them. I won't go through them because there's quite a list of shops and podcasts, but I think that's it. Have we come to the end? We have.
I actually think we have.
I think we have. It's a
my episode 63 and your episode 19 is in the box.